This is Twit. 12,000 people in the first day asked to be forgotten in Europe.
And by now, it is more than 40,000.
How does Google do this?
It's just ridiculous. And among the many ironies is that they've only made Google more powerful, because now Google is going to be the arbiter of what's relevant, what's bad, what's this, what's that. And it's just ridiculous. It's really a scary ruling. And there's no opportunity for appeal. It's done.
So something like 10,000 requests a day, just kind of boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Well, how many takedown requests do they get from the MCA?
Oh, far fewer than that.
Fewer than that.
Far fewer than that.
I mean, I hear you, and I agree that the ruling is troubling, but I mean, Google deals with spam and takedown requests from big companies all the time, so I'm sure that
they've got to make a judgment, Gina. They've got to make a human qualitative judgment, not whether this is infringing material. Was this created by Disney or not? But this is instead.
They could kick it back to the court, though, if it was unclear.
It's up to Google. There is no absolute right to have the information deleted. Google will have to weigh a number of criteria in responding to the requests, including relevance and time passed. This comes from an article in PC World by Jennifer Baker. Google, quote, Google needs to work out what a reasonable consumer might find outdated. This is not straightforward, and if they do not anticipate they will have too many requests. What a mess. What a mess. Now, I am a little sympathetic because, I mean, there's stuff I would love to be forgotten on the internet.
Don't we all have that?
It doesn't have to be untrue. This is something very important to underscore. It can be true.
It's rewriting history.
Right. I mean, if it's untrue, you have recourse with libel and so forth. You can go to the source and say, that's not true. You have to take that down.
Well, somebody asked, too, whether they're, somebody suggested in a comment when I wrote about this, that one step that should have been in here is to demonstrate to Google that you went to the source to try to get it down there. And failing that.
That would be good. Did you try the guy who posted it? Peter Hustings, the European Data Protection Supervisor, is happy with Google's online form. He says, yeah, Google is organizing itself, which is welcome. I don't know what country he's from, because ruling means the search engine needs, that was just a generic Eastern European accent. The ruling means that the search engine needs to anticipate what the reasonable expectation of a consumer might be. Hey, Gavolt, that's a terrible thing.
What I pray happens, what I really want to see happen is that a link to a site gets pulled down and the holder of that site sues.
Oh, great.
On the basis of, well, no, I want to see a ballast to this decision. And I want people to try to sue to protect their free speech.
The right
now,
to
of course,
remember.
As we discussed on the show before, it's not going to be in the U.S. So all you have to do is go search on Google. Switch to Google.com, not .de or .fr, and you'll find anything. This is only holds in the European countries.
Yeah, I mean, what somebody needs to do is build like a extension or a bookmarklet that actually highlights the results on Google.com that have been forgotten on other search engines, because that'll highlight things of particular interest. But in terms of determining relevance,
that's a good idea.
Right, and it'll be easy to do.
No longer on Google.
No longer on Google.fr or whatever.
Oh my God, that's a great idea.
No one can do anything about that.
Service.
I mean, it would certainly make those results. I'd love to know what's been struck from European search engines, and that would be pretty trivial programming wise. But in terms of determining relevance, I mean, that's what Google does, right? Like that's what Google does every day in every search.
But it does it automatically. This is going to be a team of people who will review every request.
Yeah, Gina, the guy who caused the case, and as John Oliver said, now the only thing the world knows about is the thing he doesn't want known. So is his foreclosure years ago relevant? Well, what the hell does it mean relevant? Relevant to whom? If I'm going to hire the guy, I want to know if I can trust him or not. If I want to give him a loan or go into business with him, yeah, it's relevant to me. If I want to go out on a date with him, well, maybe it's still relevant. But if I want to,
So there will be
sell them my skis. No, it's not relevant.
It will be removed from
contextual.
You have to be in the EU, and it will only be in the EU versions. The search results will still be available in other jurisdictions, including the U.S. There will be a notice at the bottom of each page that will say this was removed under the Right to be Forgotten Act.
Oh, that'll make it really easy to do what Gina suggests then. All you've got to do is do a diff between those two pages then. Right, Gina?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you. That's great.
I mean, it's literally just like get an array of URLs, and compare them to the array of URLs that you get on the other. It's a double request. Anyway, I didn't mean to start, but yeah, it would be pretty trivial.
Google has shared information about what kinds of requests they're getting. 31% of the requests were for fraudulent or scam incident reports that they want removed. Of course, if you are a fraudster, you would want that removed, but I don't know if that's in the public interest. 20% are reports of violent or serious crime arrests. 12% are for child pornography arrests. So more than 63% of these are for crimes.
Well, there's a different attitude. In the U.S., we take people who've been arrested but not tried yet on perp walks in front of news cameras.
Yeah, we do, don't we? Yeah.
In Europe, they put, they block the eyes. Though if you block my eyes, would you still recognize me?
Oh, yeah.
And after you've served your sentence, then you can have something expunged in Europe. And you can in some cases in the U.S. as well. You can have a record expunged. But the fact of what you did...
this is fitting. You know who's on the board, the advisory board, that will review the process for Google? Jimmy Wales, who himself has a few things he wanted removed. Eric Schmidt, David Drummond, Google's legal counsel, Frank LaRue, who's a UN special reporter on the promotion and protection of the right of freedom of opinion and expression, Peggy Valky, director of the University of Leuven Law School, Jose Luis Pinar, the former head of Spain's Data Protection Authority, Jimmy Wales, and an ethics professor at Oxford, Luciana Floridi.
They didn't ask us.
Didn't ask me.
You
want to fill out the form? Let's fill out the form. You want to just ask for something to be taken
if you're going to go do something, did you watch the John Oliver thing on...
we should play that. It was very, very good. I thought it was so far the best.
If you want to go to some effort, fill out a form to the FCC.
That's right. Don't fill out this form. John Oliver did, and we won't play it today, but I will refer people to John Oliver's very, very good description of the net neutrality proposals by the FCC, which he called it, what was it? I can't repeat the phrase he used, but cable company effery. To preserve.
Said the internet's not broken, and the FCC is going to fix that.
Yes. Really well done.
He said, "Trolls of the earth." He gave us a great funny thing on trolls. He said, "Now is your opportunity to use your skills for good. Go troll the FCC." And indeed, they did so much that it tore down the FCC's comment servers.
Oh, I'm not sure that's a good response. Sad to hear. But good on you, John Oliver. It took him a while, but a couple of weeks after the proposals. Yeah, there it is. It's on YouTube. Search for his new show, Last Week Tonight, and his segment on net neutrality.
It's a very, very good segment, folks.
Yeah, and it is, HBO has posted.
Pass it around, please.
Yeah, I've got a lot of tweets and so forth. Preventing cable company effery.